Welcome back to another English lesson. We have peace between Iran and the United States, but do you think it's going to last? I frankly don't. I can imagine maybe Israel doing something to destroy this peace plan, this 2 week ceasefire, and they have already started doing it. Iran says Israel needs to stop bombing Lebanon for this peace deal to work out. But in today's English lesson, we are going to watch a clip from Fox News. I use Fox News quite often because they are constantly releasing new news clips. It's not that I like Fox News better than CNN or MSNBC or whatever they are calling that channel now. And this news clip has some interesting terms I've never taught on the channel before. So if that sounds good to you, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button, like the video. It helps other English learners find the channel. And let's watch that news clip together.
Here we go. 9 o'clock in New York City. The fragile peace, the U.S. and Iran ceasefire holding for now, but the pressure is coming from all sides. This before the Vice President, J.D. Vance, leads high-stakes talk over the weekend. Good morning, everybody. We've got a ton to get through. I'm Bill Hemmer. Buckle up. Here we go today.
Okay, the first term they used in the news clip that I thought might be new for you was fragile. And this is a very fragile peace agreement. Can it last 2 weeks? I hope so. I just don't think it will. Fragile. Here is the definition: easily broken, damaged, not strong. And in the picture, you can see some glass there, and it looks like it is broken already. Here is the sentence: please be careful with that box. The glass vases inside are very fragile. They also used high stakes. These talks that are going on in Pakistan with Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, and Vice President J.D. Vance, we will talk about all of those men a little later. Well, those are high stake talks. What does it mean if something is high stakes? Here is the definition: involving a high level of risk or serious consequences. The CEO is nervous because today's high stakes meeting will decide the company's future. I mean, I am very happy that I'm living in the United States where pretty much everything is safe. I do worry about the people of Iran. This is really high stakes for them. I use this term a lot. I actually use this term a ton. So let's talk about it. A ton could mean something heavy, but in the newscast, they used it a little differently. It means an informal way to say a very large amount or quantity of something. This person looks like they have a ton of emails they need to answer. Here's the sentence: I have a ton of emails to answer before I can leave the office today. Buckle up. Now, take a look at the picture. It could mean somebody fastening their seatbelt, but in the newscast, they used it a little differently. Like, hey, we have some serious things to talk about. Prepare yourself. Let's get the official definition: to prepare yourself for a difficult or exciting situation. So they were talking about having a lot of news to cover. Buckle up, everyone. This project is going to be very busy for the next month.
I'm Bill Hemmer. Buckle up. Here we go today.
Good morning. I'm Dana Perino. I'm surprised it is only Thursday because it feels like it could be next Thursday. There's been a lot of news, but we are here on America's Newsroom. We're going to take you through it. So these negotiations we mentioned, they're going to take place in Pakistan, and the goal is a diplomatic path forward. Their success or failure could hinge on the Strait of Hormuz. That's the key waterway that's still closed. Meanwhile, President Trump warning that U.S. forces are ready to resume their devastating strikes unless the regime complies with the deal.
So here was the post from late last night. Here we go. It's a long one.
Diplomatic. This has to be review. We talk about something being diplomatic quite often, and we talk about it when we are talking about peace. So hopefully these diplomatic talks in Pakistan can go off without a hitch. If something is diplomatic, That means being careful to say things in a way that does not offend people. It doesn't make people angry. She gave a diplomatic answer so that both sides of the argument felt respected. I think in the newscast, they said something like a lot could hinge on these talks. Take a look at the picture. That is a door hinge. But when we use the verb hinge, it's quite different. It means to depend entirely on one specific thing or event. Our success could hinge on whether or not we get the bank loan this week. Let's say you want a job, but you need to take the IELTS or TOEFL exam before you can get that job. Well, you getting that job hinges on you passing that test. Resume. Do you know this one? I think we've talked about this one before. Resume. It means to start something again after a pause or an interruption. After the coffee break, we will resume the presentation at 2 p.m. We will resume this English lesson after I talk about the course that I have created. It will be coming out next week. There is a QR code up in the corner if you want a 50% off coupon. I will be sending that out later. There's also a link in the comments section. And I designed this course. It's called the Breaking News Decoder to help you understand the news even better than these English lessons here. All right, let's resume the English lesson and talk about devastating. What if something is devastating? It means causing great shock, grief, or physical damage. The news of the factory closing was devastating for the local community. Complies is next. Complies. That means following rules, commands, or the law. The company complies with all international safety regulations. Yeah, if that company doesn't comply with those regulations, they probably could be sued.
All U.S. ships, aircraft, and military personnel with additional ammunition, weaponry, and anything else that is appropriate and necessary for the lethal prosecution and destruction of an already substantially degraded enemy will remain in place in and around Iran until such time as the real agreement reached is fully complied with. If for any reason it is not, which is highly unlikely, then the shooting starts bigger and better and stronger than anyone has ever seen before.
So let's get to it. Trey Ying standing by in Tel Aviv. Let's check in at the White House first. That's Peter Ducey's spot. Hi, Peter.
Dana, good morning. One of the first things that made officials here suspicious of that first Iranian peace proposal was that to folks in the West Wing, it looked like something churned out by AI.
Personnel is next. Personnel. It almost looks like person, right? So think that. Personnel. Those are the people who work for an organization or company. We sometimes call them staff. All new personnel must attend the orientation training on Monday. Orientation is something you might do right when you get a job. They go over the rules of the job, things that you have to do for the job. Ammunition. Ammunition. We have a couple different ways we use ammunition. In the picture, you can see like bullets for a gun, but sometimes we use that differently. It could be information or evidence used to win an argument or support a claim. Here is the sentence. The lawyer looked for more evidence to use as ammunition during the trial. What if something is lethal? Well, let me tell you, it's not good. Let's get the definition for lethal. Enough to cause death. Extremely dangerous. What is that in the picture? Is that a snake? I don't have my glasses on right now. I think it's a snake. Yeah, take a look at the sentence. The snake's venom or poison is lethal to humans if not treated immediately. So should those guys be holding that snake if the venom is lethal? I don't think so. Substantially. I hope this English lesson is substantially helping your English learning. Let's take a look at the definition. To a great degree or a large amount significantly. The price of gas has increased substantially over the last year. That is true, right? It's increased substantially over the last month. That is the biggest worry, I think, for Americans. Gas prices, the price of goods at the store because of those gas prices. Is very different for Iran. I know that. I feel super bad for the people of Iran. They do not deserve this war. Degraded. I'll tell you what, I've been sick for the last couple weeks and my voice has been degraded. It's not as strong as it once was. Let's talk about what degraded means. Reduced in quality, value, or strength. And in the picture, we have a video, and maybe the quality of that video has been degraded. Video quality was degraded because the internet connection was very weak. Next, let's talk about highly unlikely. If something is highly unlikely, it's probably not going to happen. But let's get the official definition. Very improbable, almost certainly will not happen. Take a look at the picture. I see a cactus there. So it looks like we are talking about the desert. We have some snow. Deserts are usually pretty hot. Here's the sentence. It is highly unlikely that it will snow in the desert during the summer. Suspicious. Are you suspicious of something? Suspicious. Here is the definition. Having a feeling that something is wrong or dishonest. Here we have a picture of a woman, and she definitely has a suspicious look on her face. Maybe she is suspicious that her husband is cheating on her. I think the sentence is different, but I like the way that sounded. Here is the sentence. Now, there's a different problem for her. The bank called because they noticed suspicious activity on my card. So maybe she lives in the United States, but maybe somebody bought a television in North Korea or something like that. That would be suspicious activity. They mentioned the West Wing in the newscast. Probably we should talk about that. The part of the White House with the U.S. president's offices. So sometimes they will say the West Wing when they really just mean the White House. The West Wing is part of the White House. Here's a sentence. The president is meeting with advisors in the West Wing. Love this phrasal verb. I know I have never taught this one before. And as I was watching the news, when I heard this phrasal verb, I thought, ooh, I would love to teach this to English learners. And here you are. I did put a poll out on my YouTube channel asking, do you know what churned out means? And most people did not. So hopefully I can teach you something new. Churned out, it means to produce something quickly and in large amounts. I try to churn out 2 English lessons on this channel each week. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Here's a sentence. The factory churned out thousands of cheap toys every single day. In the picture, we have something different. It looks like an old war, maybe World War II, and it looks like that factory is churning out airplanes.
The first 10-point proposal was something that was submitted, and we think, frankly, was probably written by ChatGPT, that was submitted to Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner. That immediately went in the garbage and was rejected. There was a second 10-point proposal that was much more reasonable.
A business proposal? We have a couple different proposals in English. Let's talk about this one. A formal plan or suggestion put forward for consideration. So you might bring a proposal to your boss, like, hey, take a look at this. This is something we could do. There are also marriage proposals, which are totally different. That's when someone asks them to marry them. I submitted a proposal to my boss for a new marketing strategy. Let's talk about these two guys together. Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, also Vice President J.D. Vance. All 3 of these men are going to Pakistan this weekend. Let's talk about Steve Witkoff first. He is a well-known American real estate investor. So he buys property and he develops it. So He makes it better. Let's get a sentence that uses Steve Witkoff. Steve Witkoff is a prominent figure in the New York City real estate market. And I also think he's a good friend of President Trump. He always seems like he's negotiating for the American government for President Trump. If somebody is prominent, it's like they're famous. Jared Kushner is next. And the important thing about him is that he is President Trump's son-in-law. Do you know what that means? That means he is married to President Trump's daughter, Ivanka. Let's talk about Jared Kushner, American businessman and son-in-law of Donald Trump. Jared Kushner served as a senior advisor during the Trump administration. And that is in the past tense, that sentence is, but he's actually still doing that job. So there is a peace proposal out there. Hopefully, neither the United States or Iran rejects that peace proposal. Let's talk about what rejected means. Refuse to accept, believe, or agree to something. The bank rejected my loan application because of low collateral. If somebody has low collateral, that means they don't have enough money to put up for that loan. For example, if you get a loan for a car, the collateral is usually the car. If you can't pay your loan, the bank will just take your car. Hopefully, this is a reasonable peace plan for both parties, the United States and Iran. Let's talk about what reasonable means. Fair, practical, or having sound judgment. The price of the car was very reasonable, so I decided to buy it. If that peace plan is reasonable, that means there's nothing crazy in there that either the United States or Iran would really hate. All right, QR code up there, more information about the course. Right down there is another English lesson about this war between the United States and Iran. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.